How to get rid of your wife without hurting her feeling. Chapter 1. Black Love. The sun came up, its golden rays snuck through the window. I heard the birds tweeting over the branches. I smelled the scent of 1,000 flowers in the air. I felt a strong positive energy to start a beautiful day. I turned to my wife, deeply sleeping next to me, and whispered to her, "I hope you die soon." I thought of many ways to get rid of my wife, not including divorce. Divorce will keep her away from me, but without getting a dime from her, and I'm supposed to receive a big prize for tolerating her all these years. Divorce will make me pay her, instead of paying me, and I will live a miserable life trying to collect the payments. Divorce is not a solution on the table. Her death is the only way for a happy ending. When she dies, I'll inherit her. I'll take the inheritance as the end of service bonus, or the end of the sentence. Then I'll get the big insurance on her life, and will embrace a rich life, trying to forget the years of torment I've had with her. I was hoping for her to die naturally, as quickly as possible. I don't want her to die after me. In such case, I'm not going to get anything. I tried witches' methods of eliminating a person from existence using a piece of hair or a doll, but their ways didn't work, as I always come home and find her waiting with her dreary face, full of life and energy, rather than a dead body as witchcraft promised. So I lost hope in them and decided to get rid of her myself. But how? How do I kill my wife? Firstly, I want to kill her without anyone knowing I killed her, or suspect it was me. So I have to show people that I love her so much, and then cry so hard at her after she dies. Secondly, I want to kill her at a time when I am completely away from the crime scene, meaning I want to kill her without being around in the moment of murder. Thirdly, I want to kill her in a way that people think that she died naturally or in an accident, so that no one suspects it was a premeditated crime, and investigators don't start looking for the perpetrator, as the first accused person will be the beneficiary of the crime, and that will direct them to me. Fourthly, I want to kill her without shedding a single blood drop, because I'm so sensitive to blood, even though I doubt that she has some. I think her blood has turned into water a long time ago, or into mercury, a highly likely possibility. Fifthly, I want to kill her without leaving any clues against me, so I can collect the inheritance and the insurance. Sixthly, I want to kill her without seeing her face at the moment of taking her life, or after that. I can't stand her face living, so how can I stand it dead? In brief, how do I kill her without killing her? I have to come up with a flawless plan, so that I don't find myself hanging from a rope. Chapter 2. Lethal Food. On that beautiful day, we were eating homemade roasted chicken for lunch. It tasted as bad as usual. She couldn't cook. She didn't even try to improve her unique style in making meals. I was reluctantly eating my lunch, forced into it actually, either that or wasting my money on restaurant meals, so I had to eat it. At that hour, we suddenly heard heavy screaming coming from the outside. She said, "Take a look and find out what's happening." I went out and asked the neighbors. Someone said, "There is food poisoning. One of the restaurants sells spoiled chicken. Many people are poisoned, and some of them are already dead." I asked him, "Is the restaurant still open now?" I was hoping he would answer, "Yes, so I can immediately go and buy my wife the biggest chicken in the restaurant." Of course I won't tell her about the poisoning. I don't want to ruin her appetite before she dies. Unfortunately, he replied, "No, the police closed it. The restaurant owner and all his employees were arrested for investigation." Then he left me and went to help the others who had food poisoning. I entered the apartment feeling sad for such bad luck, envying other husbands who got rid of their wives at the price of one chicken. She asked, "Did you know why they were screaming?" I didn't tell her the truth. Instead, I said, "Looks like it's a fight between some guys on the street." She continued eating without doubting me lying to her. Then I went to the kitchen to implement the bright idea that came to my mind. My wife hasn't eaten poisoned chicken today, but who knows that information? I stretched my hand in one of the kitchen drawers. I was looking for something, and I was so happy when I found it. It was a rat poison vial. I bought it a long time ago to put a little of it in my wife's food, but I didn't dare to, because I was afraid to be accused of poisoning her. Today there are many poisonings, and the accused are already known. Restaurant owners, cooks and workers. My wife has eaten homemade chicken today, and the detectives may not be able to distinguish between her and other cases. I carried the vial and went straight to her and said, "See the bird?" She looked at the direction I pointed to and was fooled by the old trick. I seized the opportunity, put a little rat poison in the dish she was eating from, then mixed it with a spoon. I looked at her eating the food in such a great delight as her last meal, and then I remembered that it was already her last meal. She just didn't know that. Suddenly she stopped eating and looked at the dish. Apparently she felt something wrong. She looked at me holding a chicken's wing in her hand and said, "Do you want some?" I told her I was good. She added in hatred, "And did you think that I would give it to you?" Then she conquered the dish and wiped it out. Suddenly I saw her contorting, holding her abdomen and screaming from pain. It looks like the poison's effect has started. I let her die in silence and went down to the neighbor's apartment who had a poisoning condition. I asked one of the family to see the poisoned meal that one of them had eaten. Luckily there was entire chicken breast. I grabbed it and put it in my jacket without anyone noticing. There was a lot of noise. Fortunately, nobody was paying attention. Then I left and went back home, just to find that my wife had become a corpse lying on the floor. I'm going to say that my wife was so hungry, I ordered a delivery meal from the restaurant. I bought one meal because I wasn't hungry, and when she ate most of it, she felt a severe pain in her stomach, and the only leftovers of the meal was that chicken breast. It was a great monologue indeed. I took the chicken's breast out of my pocket, put it in her dish, and dumped the rat poison vial. I was thrilled. I wanted to dance from joy, but I had a lot of work to do. I lifted her dead body from the back. I didn't want to look at her face. I could barely carry her heavy body and place it on the chair facing the table. The crime scene is completely ready for my narrative. I opened the door and yelled in sadness, "Help me, save my dear wife before it's too late. She has eaten poisoned chicken too." At that moment I felt I had successfully carried out the perfect crime. Chapter 3. Life awaits me tomorrow. My wife was considered a victim of chicken poisoning. There were 3 other women, and 2 men died of this food. No one knew my wife died of rat poison. The witnesses' procedures were urgent and routine. No one did a thorough examination or autopsy, they just ran random samples. It was clear to everyone that the negligence of the restaurant workers caused food poisoning, leading to some deaths. End of the story. My unjust wife's life ended in the best possible scenario. No blood, no evidence of crime, no charges, no doubts. I'll get the inheritance and the insurance soon. I will live a luxury life and spend so much money on all reachable pleasures. I will live like a king. Thank you, dear wife, because you are finally dead. I woke up in the next morning. The warm golden rays of the sun snuck through the window. I took a deep breath, smelled the scent of 1,000 flowers in the air, heard the birds tweeting over the branches. What a beautiful and promising day. I looked next to me in bed, found a body covered with a blanket. Am I still dreaming? I extended my hand to grab the cover, to know who the hell fell asleep next to me. I took away the blanket, and her face appeared. What is it? Who is what? How's that? It was her again. My disgusting wife came from the land of the dead. Chapter 4. Ghost Protocol. I was panicked and flew out of the bed. My body was shaking. I yelled, "How did you get in here? I mean, who are you in the first place?" "My wife is dead," she angrily said while getting out of the bed. "You killed me, criminal." I said, "I killed you. Does that mean you are really my dead wife?" She walked away from the bed and appeared dressing the same as I saw her last time. She said in a terrible voice, "Killing me with poison. Coward, rat poison. Monster. Do you see me as a mouse? Animal, I can't believe I'm talking to my dead wife." I said, "I thought about other ways, believe me, but did you come here to discuss killing styles?" She didn't care about what I said, just yelled, "Didn't you think of a better way, a way that doesn't hurt my feelings as a female being?" She said that, and then disappeared. She showed up again, while I was in the kitchen. I loudly said, "What do you want from me? Name it, and I will do it, provided you never show up again." She smiled and said, "Kill yourself." I laughed and said, "Do you want me to kill myself to never see you again?" "No, of course not." She said, Okay, then kill me again, but in a civilized way that doesn't hurt my feelings. Kill me softly. If you do that elegantly, I promise never to appear to you again. Chapter 5. Ghost does not die twice. I started thinking like detectives again, looking for an elegant way to re-kill my mean wife, who shows up every time asking me to kill her in a better way. It looks like she is asking me out for dinner. One day, she showed up while I was driving over the river. I drove off the car and let it fall into water and my wife's ghost into it. But when I came home, I found her sitting on the couch with anger on her face. She told me that drowning in water was not an elegant way to kill a woman as polite as her, and that I lost my car with such stupid move. She asked me to think of a better way. I tried to burn her, electrocute her, hang her, dip her in concentrated sulfuric acid, hit her with arrows and swords, bury her under the dirt, put her under trucks' wheels, but every time she just comes back in a better ghostly state and a nasty smile full of her face. I was sitting in my apartment balcony at the 10th floor, drinking coffee. She showed up in front of me and sat on the balcony wall, looked down and said, "What do you think about falling from above?" I asked her, while digesting the idea. "Do you like this way?" she said. "Yes, absolutely," I said. "And if I do it, will you disappear from my life forever?" she replied. "Sure I will. That's indeed an elegant way to die." She continued, "I am going to stand on the balcony wall, and you will have to push me hard. Come on, be a gentleman this time." I stepped back, and then I swooped at her to push her down. I found out I was holding the air, because she is a ghost that can't be caught. My whole body was speeding out. I lost balance and found my body flying in the air. My hands couldn't hold on to anything. I am really falling down from the 10th floor. What a finale. Some will say when they find my body that I committed suicide because I couldn't endure to live without my beloved wife. The ground is approaching and my end is approaching faster. Just before I reached the ground, she showed up for the last time. She was flying without wings. She gave me a victorious smile and said, "Now I had my full revenge, I can leave in peace."